Most of us aren't super rich like famous investors Warren Buffett or Tesla CEO Elon Musk, but just because you're not that wealthy doesn't mean it's useless to know your personal net worth. Actually, it can be a pretty handy tool that many people forget about. Knowing how much money you have is helpful because it lets you keep an eye on your progress and see if you're getting better over time. It's also nice to know how your situation compares to other folks, not just for competition, but just to understand where you stand. Here are the average net worths for different ages from a survey by the Federal Reserve Board. This can help you see how you compare. Keep watching to learn the best ways to boost your net worth so you can easily do better than the average person. It's essential to understand how net worth is figured out. Some folks mistakenly believe that your annual income determines your net worth, but that's not the case. To put it simply, net worth is what you own minus what you owe. The things you own are your assets, and they are mainly your home, cars, and anything else valuable like bank accounts, investments, your gold watch, and diamond jewelry. If your home is worth $700,000, your cars are valued at $60,000, and you have small assets totaling $20,000, the total comes to $780,000. However, this isn't your net worth because we haven't considered your debts yet. Suppose you have a $400,000 mortgage balance, $30,000 in car loans, and $5,000 in credit card debt. In that case, your total debt is $435,000. To find your net worth, subtract your debts from the total value of all your assets. This leaves you with a net worth of $345,000. As you can see, this calculation has nothing to do with how much money you earn. It's about the value of what you own compared to what you owe. Your net worth gives you a clear picture of your financial situation and is a useful way to track your financial progress. The Federal Reserve Board does a survey every 3 years to learn about how much money families make and how much they've saved. The latest report came out in 2020 from previous data from September 2019. Although it's not the very latest because things like inflation can change the numbers, it is still a good way to get an idea. The report found that the average net worth for all households in the US was surprisingly high, $748,800. It might sound like a lot, but it's because really rich people like billionaires and multimillionaires make the average much higher. If we look at the median, which is the middle number when you list all the households from poorest to richest, it's a better way to see what most regular folk have. The median net worth for all US households is $121,700. This is a more reasonable number and shows what you might expect from people like you. So when you see that big average number, remember that it's pushed up by the super rich. The median is a better way to understand what people like you and me typically have. And the good news is, with some effort, you can easily reach and even surpass that more reasonable number. If you're under 35 and the one running your family, the typical amount of money your household has is just $13,900. There are reasons for this. First, when you're in your early 30s or younger, you're usually at the start of your job journey. That means you haven't had a chance to earn a solid, steady income yet. You might also be dealing with student loans, which can make it tough to raise your net worth. You might have recently bought a house or haven't bought one at all. This has a big effect on your net worth. According to the Federal Reserve, people who own homes have a typical net worth of $255,000, while those who rent only have about $6,300. On top of all this, you might not have started saving for retirement. This could be because you're still paying off debts or your income isn't high enough. Even if you have begun, it takes a while for investments to grow and start making a noticeable amount of money. So if you're under 35 and feeling like your net worth is low, don't worry too much. You're in the early stages of building your financial future, and with time and effort, things can improve. Between the ages of 35 to 44, folks typically have a median net worth of $91,300. This is when things start to look a bit better financially. By now, most people have built a career and their incomes have gone up a bit. However, new responsibilities come along as families grow. Building a home often helps boost their net worth. They're making mortgage payments and owning a home that's gaining value instead of just renting or living with family. It's also a good time to start thinking about retirement. Hopefully, they've set up retirement accounts and are regularly adding money to them. But not everyone has started planning for retirement by this point, or they might not even think about it at all. So, in the 35 to 44 age group, it's also a crucial time to start thinking about the future, especially retirement. Between the ages of 45 and 54, things tend to get better financially, with a steady growth in net worth to around $168,600. Although there aren't always as many big life changes as in the previous age group, some families are starting to see their kids move out. This might or might not help with the family budget. Typically, families in this age range are in a house with a similar price as before, maybe with an occasional upgrade to fit a growing family better. However, some still haven't started planning for their future. This can be because they don't understand how to invest or don't realize the importance of doing so. Debts can also get larger, and it's common for people to indulge in more luxuries because they feel they've earned it with their hard work. So between 45 and 54, financial progress is often steady, but it's a crucial time to think about the future and start planning, especially when it comes to managing debt and understanding investments. Between the ages of 55 and 64, there's a modest increase in net worth, reaching around $212,500. Building on the situations of the previous age group, not much usually changes in terms of housing, although some families may downsize as their kids move out and they need less space. Income tends to level off and may even start to decrease because people work fewer hours and are less productive as they get older. However, some are lucky enough to see improvements in their financial situation. This can happen because their investments are growing, they're paying down their mortgages, and they can afford to buy things without borrowing money. So, in this age group, the net worth can go up a bit, but it's also a time when income might start to decline due to reduced working hours and productivity. Those who manage their finances wisely can still see their financial situation improve. In the age group of 65 to 74, households have a net worth of about $266,400, a slight increase from the younger bracket. This is typically when traditional retirement starts, around age 65. At this stage, net worth doesn't grow as it did in the past. Some individuals start using their investments, if they have any, and may work less or not at all. Healthcare expenses also go up, which can greatly affect the finances of those not in good health and with limited healthcare coverage. Since these families aren't very old yet, a decreasing net worth at this point could jeopardize their retirement, making it essential to carefully manage their finances and plan for healthcare costs to ensure a secure retirement. The age group of 75 and older typically has a median net worth of $254,800. Interestingly, this is the first age group where net worth tends to decrease, but that's not always a negative thing. Spending the money you have left can be quite enjoyable, as long as you don't risk running out. None of us can predict how long we'll live, but there's nothing wrong with treating yourself to a vacation or some pleasures, as long as you're not depleting your retirement funds. Most people in this age range have stopped working, and if they do work, their income is usually not very high. Net worth is one way to gauge your financial situation and track progress, but it doesn't indicate when you'll become financially independent. For instance, someone could have a net worth of $10 million, but still need to work to cover expenses, possibly because they have a $7 million house and $3 million worth of exotic cars, but lack income-producing assets. On the other hand, another person might have a net worth of only $200,000, but be comfortably retired. A better way to assess financial health is by understanding your annual passive income and expenses. Growing your investments to generate more income is more crucial than obsessing over the total value of your asset. This ensures financial stability and peace of mind during retirement. To boost your net worth and work toward financial independence, there are several important steps you can take. Firstly, prioritize paying off debts like student loans and credit card balances. These debts lower your net worth and often come with interest payments. By clearing them, you free up more of your income for other purposes. Secondly, consider investing your money in assets that tend to increase in value, such as real estate, businesses, stocks, and other investments that offer compounded returns. This way, your investments grow faster over time, like a snowball rolling down a hill. Another effective strategy is to find ways to reduce your expenses. There are often significant savings to be found in areas you might not have considered. Cutting unnecessary expenses can help you save more and increase your net worth. Additionally, seek opportunities to increase your income beyond your main job. Explore side gigs or other sources of income that can contribute to your wealth-building efforts. Lastly, be patient and understand that building wealth takes time. By following these steps consistently, you'll inevitably make progress toward achieving financial security and independence.